Katherine is a town in the Northern Territory of Australia. It is situated on the Katherine River, after which it is named, 320 kilometers southeast of Darwin. It is the fourth largest settlement in the territory and is known as the place where the outback meets the tropics. Katherine had an urban population of approximately 6,300 at the 2016 census. Katherine is also the closest major town to RAF-based Tyndall, located 17 kilometers southeast, and provides education, health, local government services and employment opportunities for the families of defense personnel stationed there. In the 2016 census, the base had a residential population of 857, with only around 20% of the workforce engaged in employment outside of defense, the majority commuting to work in Katherine. Katherine is also the central hub of the Great Savannah Way, which stretches from Cairns in North Queensland to Broome in the Kimberley Wa. Beginning as an outpost established with the Australian Overland Telegraph Line on the north-south transport route between Darwin and Adelaide, Katherine has grown with the development of transport and local industries including mining, particularly gold mining, a strategic military function with RAF-based Tyndall, also as a tourism gateway to the attractions of nearby Nitmiluk National Park, particularly Nitmiluk Gorge and its many ancient rock paintings. The region floods heavily during the wet season. The first inhabitants of the area were indigenous Australian tribes, specifically the Dagaman people, Jawan people and Wardaman people. It was an important meeting place for these tribes and remains a place of convergence. Today the Walfiri people from the Victoria River District and Tanami Desert areas now have a dedicated community based at Katherine East. Explorer John McDowell Stuart passed through the area in 1862 on his successful third journey across the continent from north to south. On the 4th of July 1862, Stuart crossed the Katherine River 90 kilometers upstream from the present town, and recorded in his diary, came upon another large creek, having a running stream to the south of west and coming from the north of east. This I have named Katherine, in honor of the second daughter of pastoralist James Chambers Esquire. There is some conjecture over Stuart's accuracy. Chambers's wife's name was Katherine, but, according to most sources, his daughter's name was Katherine. Katherine Telegraph Station was established on the 22nd of August 1872 and the completion of the Overland Telegraph Line later in 1872, and the town began with a small permanent population on the west side of the Katherine River. Katherine benefited from the proximity to nearby goldfields including Pine Creek 90 kilometers to the north. Gold was discovered 50 kilometers to the north in 1889 at Mount Todd. The North Australia Railway was extended to Katherine with construction beginning in 1923 of the Katherine Railway Bridge. During construction of the railway, the town's centre was relocated to the eastern side of the river. The bridge was completed in 1926 and the first train crossed on the 21st of January 1926. On the 15th of July 1926, the town's present site was gazetted. The original post office and the Overland Telegraph Station were set just above North's Crossing, and next to the Sportsman's Arms Hotel that had quarters for the station master at the Overland Telegraph Station and a single-room police station. During World War II, the Australian Army set up two hospitals around Katherine, the 101st Australian General Hospital and 121st Australian General Hospital. The Army also set up a Katherine area headquarters. On the 22nd of March 1942, Katherine sustained its only air raid during World War II. One man was killed when a Japanese aircraft bombed the town. The river flooded the town in 1957, 1974, 1998 and a minor flood in 2006. Mining production has declined since the closure of the mine at Mount Todd in 2000. Construction began on a new rail line in July 2001. On the 13th of September 2003, the line was finished with a continuous track from Adelaide, South Australia to Darwin. The Ghun passenger train service commenced on the 4th of February 2004, running several times a week and stopping on both the northbound and southbound journeys. The April 2006 floods placed parts of the town under water, caused millions of dollars of damage, and resulted in the declaration of a state of emergency on the 7th of April. However, there were no reports of the flooding causing structural damage. Town residents were given warning that the river might flood on the 5th of April, and the town center was underwater before noon the next day. The floodwaters reached a peak of nearly 19 meters at the Katherine River Bridge. Dozens of homes were inundated with up to 2 meters of water, with many residents having time to escape with little more than the clothes they were wearing. Over the weekend of the 8th to the 9th of April, more than 1,100 people went to the evacuation centers in the town. The state of emergency was lifted on the 9th of April. In recent decades, Katherine